That's so true. Reflect. I am at 54%. I'm going. I just beat Furious Flames! I beat it! Yes! Oh, let's go! Hi, okay, so I'm gonna do like a pretty short review of this because I just want to get this out, honestly. So yeah, okay, here's that. Okay, so the beginning of Furious Flames is 0 to 28. This part is, I'd say, the hardest in the level, not because of the actual difficulty of the gameplay, but more of, how inconsistent it is, really. It's alright, since I'm a big fan of first half heavy levels, but, like, wow, the first 28% of this really carries, I'd say, which is really unfortunate, because the actual difficulty itself of, like, the entire level is fairly balanced. The inconsistency of parts is spread out very unequally, so it just makes it a chore to play because it's just inconsistent gameplay pretty much for the first choke points scattered across, I guess. I mean, majority of my attempts were spent here. Like, I'd spend like a solid like 15-30 minutes on 75 Hz at least just trying to get past the pre-drop, and just I died to something stupid past it, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, really. There's a few dumb spots, mainly the 16% ship, the 24% wave, and the duel that follows after it. Those parts in particular never fully got consistent, and just dying there felt dumb, really. Yeah. Next part is 28 to 35, and this part is, in all honesty, pretty easy, but I still found myself dying to the dumbest stuff, particularly the 30% click, blue orb timing, and the two robot clicks at 32%. But other than that, it's just a really easy part, really. If you get here, you should get to the drop, and if you don't, it's the least satisfying feeling in the world, really. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say other than that. It's just a pretty easy part, I guess. If you die here, then it's terrible, and you have to go all the way back to the pre-drop and just beg you get here again. But most of the times when you get here, it's just straight shot to the drop. Okay, so the drop is a pretty big portion of this level, so I'm going to be pretty general, except a few choke points, but most of the drop is actually pretty fun. I enjoyed lots of this gameplay, which is surprising, because most people give this level a really bad rep, but, like, this part in specific is actually really fun. From 0, I mean, with everything before it, it makes it a lot less fun, but playing from 35 is pretty nice, actually. I did this run to 100 once. I'd recommend doing this if you want to beat Furious Flames. I don't know why you would, but just saying. A few of the choke points that really threw me off sometimes, where as follows. The 42% dual wave, this part it just doesn't really get consistent. It's kind of just a spam part, really. I mean, depending on how you see it, it's kind of a spam part, or it's kind of not a spam part. I just decided to spam there, really. I think that's more on me, but yeah, just dying here was kind of inconsistent in this one choke point specifically. On the same note, pretty much, the 52% dual UFO is one and the same, really. It's just a random, like, fast click spam part, like getting out of a transition, and I died there a fair amount of times, and it's just, entering it is just weird and awkward, so just usually you just get a bad setup and die. After that, there's the 60% mini UFO. This part is, okay, well there's 3 clicks like you have to do to go into it, which are all pretty fast paced, so entering it is really weird and usually pretty inconsistent, and that completely depends on how you do the part and how late you have to time the clicks. But yeah, I died there a fair amount too. Not really much else other than that. 79% UFO spam. I'm just now realizing how the UFOs are massive choke points, but the spam, it gets semi-consistent only if you have high CPS. I didn't die there from 0, thankfully, but just, it's really stupid. You just mindlessly spam. And if you spam too fast, you hit the ceiling. If you don't spam fast enough, you hit the corner blocks, and it's just not that fun. And the last major choke point of the drop is the 84% wave and robot duel. The wave is just getting into it's kind of weird, and then same with the robot, really, but like transitioning from the fast mini wave into the robot is kind of inconsistent, and it can put you like too close to the block, so if you do the normal click pattern, you just end up dying. And if sometimes you just do the micro click and just one of them messes up, and it's just weird. I died at both of them once from 0, which sucked. But yeah, other than that, the drop is actually pretty fun. The majority of the gameplay is fun and really, really consistent as opposed to the pre-drop. But yeah, this is a good part, I'd say, except for those few choke points I mentioned. Okay, so the ending is a slow part, and it's really nerve-wracking when you get there, but it consists of just some awkward timings, really, and I ended up dying to the ending twice at 95% and 96%, both at the UFO. But yeah, just every single click here in general just feels kind of weird and awkward, and just it depends on how you do the timings before it, or else you're in the wrong setup, really. Part I'd like to highlight in specific is the 96% UFO. You just random fast transition, you have to hit 4 blue orbs in the UFO. I died there once, and it's just weird. It's just the biggest choke point at the end of the level, but other than that, it's pretty easy. You shouldn't die here from 0 much, but yeah, or at least hopefully not. But yeah, this part's just kind of, I guess. It's not that fun, but it's better than the pre-drop, I guess. Okay, so overall, I'd say this level is like it's pretty mid, honestly. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's pretty far from the best as well, I'd say. I enjoyed this a lot more at the start, but like when I had to play from 0 and then just try to get it all in one run, it was pretty frustrating, honestly. Just dying at the pre-drop over and over again, and then having to wait like 15 minutes, as I said earlier, just to get a single drop attempt, and then usually die at a choke point or something. It just kind of sucked. But this level's like, okay. It has a really bad rep. It's somewhat justified, but not entirely. I would not recommend going for this, but if you want to, then just go off, I guess. The sole reason I play this is just the fact that it would be hilarious to have on my pointer crate profile before its legacy, because it's number 141 as of recording this, and just, yeah, I guess I've accomplished my goal. Was it worth it? I don't know. Did I beat a level? Yeah, I did. Would I recommend this? No, I would not. And with that, I think I'm going to be done with my review. Have a nice day.